So here, based on the statements I gave, I have given positive polarity for this. First, this is the circuit given. We are having two voltage sources like this. Then I have assumed that current direction is in the clockwise direction. I have assumed it. Okay, so based on this assumption, I have given positive polarity and negative polarity for these resistors. Why I am giving positive polarity and negative polarity? This positive polarity and negative polarity is to represent the voltage. Okay, this to represent the voltage, these things. Okay, so now how to write the KVL equation? As we had already discussed, wherever current enters, if it is entering the positive negative term, negative polarity of some element, then you consider it as a negative V1. Here the current enters the negative polarity of this source, so I'm starting from this voltage source, then I am going to travel through this complete circuit. Okay, so here the current enters the negative polarity, so you take it as an V1. Then you consider this, then for this resistor the current is entering the positive polarity, so I should write it as plus V2. Similarly, I have a resistor for which the current enters the positive polarity, I write it as plus V3. Then if you see here, this is a voltage source. As per your knowledge, this is a voltage source. Even though it is a voltage source, if the current enters the negative polarity, then obviously here it is a V2, sorry, minus V4. In case instead of this circuit is in this fashion, if it is like this, okay, if it is like this, then in that case you know that this is a voltage source. You have assumed a current direction in this way. What I'm saying is, if the voltage source is like this instead of like this, here negative polarity is in the first where the current enters as per our assumed direction. In case if the positive polarity in the top and negative polarity in the bottom, instead of this, then as per our assumed current direction, the current will enter the positive polarity. That time you should have used plus V4. Okay, now the current enters the negative polarity, so I have taken it as minus V4. If the current enters the positive polarity, I should mention it as plus V4. Okay, that's all. So as of now, for our circuit, we have to consider it as minus V4. Then if you travel through that, you are getting plus V5. So this will be equal to 0. So what are the voltage rises are there? Here the voltage rises are V1 minus V4. Those are the voltage rises. Then V2 plus V3 plus V5 is the voltage drops. So this is one way of writing. Sum of voltages within the loop is equal to 0. In that case, you can see that this is a voltage rise. For voltage rise, I have mentioned it as negative, and for voltage drop, I have mentioned it as positive. So in case if you want to represent like sum of voltage rise is equal to voltage drop, voltage rise is equal to sum of voltage drop, then in that case what you can write, you can just rewrite this equation. If you rewrite this equation, V1 plus V4 is equal to V2 plus V3 plus V5. Okay, so this will be our final expression. If you rewrite this, you can either represent in this way or you can either represent in this way, but this will be useful for our further analysis. Generally we will not represent like this because this is a simple thing, it will be, so we may not be able to use it in the further on stages, or this is mere for representation, but in general for analyzing the circuit we will be using this equation. So very simple thing, wherever current enters, you check whether it is entering the positive polarity or negative polarity. If it is entering the negative polarity, you mention it as minus that voltage. If it is entering the positive polarity, you consider it as plus that voltage. Okay, so how we are choosing the plus and minus? If it is given in the question already, you take it as it is. If it is not given in the question, then you choose positive polarity for the voltage according to where the current enters that particular element's terminal. Okay, wherever current enters, then you consider it as a positive. Okay, so this is very simple thing. I hope you would have understood. Okay, so now in case in the question already they have given the uh, let us say that already they have given the polarity. Okay, already they have given the polarity, but they did not give the current direction. In that case, what should we have to do? Okay, so for this for this circuit, you can see that, let us say that they did not, we did not choose the, okay, okay, fine. So they have given the polarity for all the thing, all the elements, but they did not choose the current current thing. Okay, now what you do, you just assume some current direction. Now let us say that I am assuming the current direction in the anti-clockwise manner. If I assume the current direction in the anti-clockwise manner, then how I should write it? So based on this, let us say that I am starting from this element V4. Okay, for this element, the current is entering the positive polarity. So here, since the current is entering the positive polarity, it will be plus V4. Then the current is entering the negative polarity of this resistor, that is minus V3. Then here the current is entering the negative polarity, so minus V2. Here it is entering the positive, so it is plus V1. Then here it is entering the minus, so it is minus V5. So here also you can see that V4 plus V1 is equal to V3 plus V2 plus V5. So here also, irrespective of the assumed current direction, if you follow it properly, this expression and the previous expression, depending on how we assumed, so that will be coming as correctly. Okay, there will not be any problem if you are assuming the current direction in one way or another way. That is what I wanted to say. Okay, so here you can see that the polarities are same between the both the circuits, but I have assumed the current direction in a clockwise manner here, but here I have assumed the current direction in the anti-clockwise manner. Irrespective of the current direction assumed, you will get the final expression correctly, or even if you solve it, you will get the final solution correctly. Okay, but one thing is, you follow it one thing properly always. Once you are starting with clockwise direction, you consider that it is a clockwise direction, and you solve the complete problem. Once you are assuming a clockwise direction, then anti-clockwise direction, you follow it continuously for complete solution. Okay, so then it will be easy to you. So let us proceed. So consider that if you are having a three voltage sources which are connected in series, then this is V1, let's say this is V2 and this is V3. Okay, so if you add these voltages, you will get VAB. Okay, this is a sum of voltages, this is individual voltages. If you want to make a equivalent voltage source, then you can add it. See, if current sources are connected in parallel, you can add it or subtract it according to the current direction given. Okay, yesterday we saw this. If the current directions, if the current sources are connected in parallel, then you can add or subtract in order to make the equivalent current source. Like that, if voltage sources are connected in series, in order to make uh, a single equivalent source, you can mention it like this. So for first voltage source, the positive and negative polarity is like this, and for the second voltage source, the positive and negative polarity is like this. But for the third voltage source, you can see that it is in the opposite way, like how the sources are in the previous two voltage sources. So for that, if you want to make it as a single equivalent circuit, so if you want to represent in this fashion, that is positive polarity at the top and negative polarity at the bottom, then V1 plus V2, because both are having the same polarity, so you can consider it as V1 plus V2, and V3 is in the opposite polarity or in the different polarity when compared to these two, so it is in the minus V3. Okay, now you can see here that I have drawn this plus minus according to this V1 and V2. In case if I want to draw this equivalent source according to V3, then you just make like this. Then V3 is the positive, V3 will be considered as positive here. Then you subtract other two sources which is having the opposite polarity. Okay, so here what we are doing, we are having n number of voltage sources which are connected in series. That n number of voltage sources which are connected in series can be considered as a single source that can be written like this. Okay, in the previous circuit which we saw here, these two voltage sources are connected in series. Actually, why it is connected in series? The same current which is flowing here, that is flowing through both the voltage sources. So you can write like this. Okay, similarly you can add resistors also. That is not our importance now, but here you can write V1 plus V4. Okay, here voltage sources are connected in series, so I have taken the equivalent voltage source in order to simplify the circuit. Okay, so here I have written V1 plus V4 because both the polarities on the same direction. It is like this actually. If you see it, it is like this. So since the polarities are same, I have added like this. Okay, so in case if it is, if V4 is plus and minus, instead of like this, if it is like this, then how it will come here is, it will be, just a minute. Okay, so we will start with this. This is plus minus, this is V1, and here this will be plus and this will be minus, this is V4. Okay, what I have done, I have just moved this source here. Okay, so here I have to write V1 minus V4 if I want to consider the voltage source like this, or it will be my minus here plus here, and I have to consider V4 minus V1. Is this clear? Do you have any doubt in this? These are very basics. Of course, you might have studied in your 12th standard, I don't know, but these are very essential for solving your circuit. Okay, this subject is very much essential for you, irrespective of whatever the competitive exam you are going to appear. Okay, this subject is very important for ECE and electrical, so you kindly learn the basics. Once you learn the basics, you can learn, you can solve any kind of circuit. Okay, because see, the syllabus they did not give like this, but if you do not know this, you cannot go further with the syllabus. That's why I am taking this part. Okay, else I can complete the first unit in 4 or 5 classes, but without knowing this you cannot go ahead with that. Okay, so you understand the basics very clearly, so that when we are proceeding further it will be very easy for you. Okay, so let us proceed. So here, when you are connecting two voltage sources, then like this in parallel, it is not possible to connect the voltage sources in parallel. Then what happens is, then these two voltage sources should be at the same voltage magnitude. You can connect two voltage sources like this, then you should have two voltage sources of the same magnitude. Okay, else what will happen is, you cannot write KVL for this loop. Okay, for this, you know that within the loop, the KVL should satisfy. So here the current is entering the negative polarity, then the current is entering the positive polarity here. So 10 plus 10 will be equal to 0. In case if you are writing like this, no, we'll take like this itself. Okay, if you are having a 5 volt here and if you are having 10 volt here, then if you write KVL equation for this, assuming the current direction in this way, you will get minus 5 plus 10. So that should be equal to 0 actually, right? As per, if it needs to satisfy KVL, some of the voltages within the loop should be equal to 0. Here you will get as minus 5 is equal to 0, sorry, plus 5 is equal to 0. So here this is not at all possible, this can never be happen. So if you want to connect two voltage sources in parallel, then both the voltage sources should be same. Okay, this is for ideal source. Okay, this is for ideal source, but practically all the sources will be having having an internal impedance. Okay, we have already discussed about practical voltage source, right? So when you are having a practical voltage source, that time you will be having some internal resistance. Okay, then this is our internal, it can be of any value, even 0.001. Let's say that you are having 0.001 ohm, then here also this source also will be having 0.001 ohm. This is the internal resistance. This is for practical independent voltage source. Okay, here this, it can be 10 volt or 5 volt, there is a different in voltage magnitude. But here if you see, this is not directly like how we have connected in parallel here, because here both the voltage sources are in parallel, here the voltage sources are not in parallel. directly these two voltage sources are not in parallel, because for parallel connection you need both the terminals of the sources should be connected like this, right? So it is not happening like this, only one end is connected, so these two voltage sources are in series here. So because of that you can understand that, so these two sources are no more in parallel when you are considering a practical voltage source. So in that case what happens is the current will flow from higher voltage magnitude to the lower voltage magnitude. Okay, so how the current will flow here is, actually in practical the current will be flowing like this. Okay, that and all we will see it later, but the current will be flowing in this way from higher voltage magnitude to lower voltage magnitude. Okay, so when you are connecting two ideal independent voltage source, it is not possible to connect two ideal independent voltage source when you are having different voltage magnitude. Why you cannot connect like that? It will violate the KVL. Okay, so this is the very basic understanding. That's why it is mentioned that it is not possible to have these kind of sources, because it will violate KVL. Irrespective of whatever the circuit you have, it should follow KVL and KCL at any cost, based on law of conservation of charge. This is based on conservation of charge, and this is based on conservation of energy. Okay, so why it is saying conservation of energy is, the energy provided by this source should be used by these elements. Okay, that's why if I'm giving you 100 rupees here, you can spend maximum of 100 rupees by the loads. Okay, if I'm giving you 100 rupees, maximum you can spend is 100 rupees, not more than that. Okay, even for this you cannot spend even less than that. Whatever I am giving, that should be spent. Okay, so that's why they are saying the sum of energy within this loop should be equal to 0. Okay, so let us see a very simple problem based on our previous knowledge. Till now, the polarity assumption, the current direction, how we are choosing the current, that two things you should be you should have understood very much clearly. Then only we can solve the problem. Then only we can solve the problem in a very easy manner. Okay, so here this is the circuit given. In this circuit, what do we need to find is, we need to find the voltage V1 and V2. Okay, so for this what should we do at first is, we should assume some current direction. Then after you assume the current direction, what you should do, you should choose the polarity for this. How we are choosing the polarity? Wherever current enters the resistor, you can consider that as a positive polarity for the voltage. Okay, so now this is the current. Now what we are going to do, we are going to write KVL equation, because here with KCL you cannot find anything, because you do not know the current magnitude directly. Since you do not know the current magnitude directly, you cannot apply KCL here. So for that, what do you need? You need to find the voltage. In order to need to find the voltage, you need current. Okay, resistance value is given. Resistance value is given. You have to find the voltage. If you want to find the voltage, V is equal to I into R. So I we do not know. So you need to find I in order to find the voltage across this element, right? So we have to find the current first, because for applying KCL we should know the current. So here it is not possible. It is not possible to find the voltage directly. Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Then
sir.
Yes, sir.
PDF.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. So let us proceed. So I am assuming a current direction. For this current direction, I am choosing the polarity. So I have chosen the polarity here. So what do we have to do? You have to write a KVL equation. So as we have discussed before, the current is entering the negative polarity here, and the current is entering the positive polarity for these resistors. So I have written -20 plus 2i plus 3i is equal to 0. From this, what you can find? You can find I. Why I have written 2i? You know that the voltage across this 2 ohm resistor is nothing but the current passing through that resistor into resistance. So this will be the voltage across this 2 ohm resistor. So I have written 2i. So the voltage across this 3 ohm resistor is nothing but V3 ohm is equal to 3 into that current. That is the resistance value into the current. Same thing, I into 3. Okay, so that's why I have written 3 into I. So the sum of the voltages is equal to 0. Okay, so from this, obviously you can write or you can find the current. So if you find the current, it will be coming as 4 ampere. I is equal to 4 ampere. So V1 is nothing but I into R. I is 4 ampere. So it is 8 volt for voltage across the resistor R1. And V2 is 4 into 3. That is this is the resistance value. This is the current value. That is equal to 12 volt. Based on this equation, 2 into I and 3 into I, we have found this value. So this is what we need to find. Okay. So here I have assumed the current direction in the clockwise manner. Okay. In case if I have assumed the current in the anti-clockwise direction, then how should I write? So here the circuit given is like this. Okay, the circuit given is like this. This is 20 volt, this is 2 ohm, and this is 3 ohm. Now for this circuit, they did not give the polarity again. So for the same circuit, I am assuming the current direction in the anti-clockwise direction. Then if I am assuming the current in the anti-clockwise direction, so as we know, wherever the current enters, we will consider it as a positive. So this is positive and this is negative, and this is positive and this is negative. Okay, so in that case, same equation we can write it again. Now the only change is the current is entering, current is going in the anti-clockwise direction. So for this case, if you start from this 3 ohm resistor, the current is entering the positive polarity. So obviously it is plus 3i, and the current is here the current is entering in the 2 ohm resistor. So it is positive terminal of the 2 ohm resistor. So it is plus 2i. Then here when it comes to the voltage source, here the current is entering the positive polarity. So it is coming as plus 20 here. Okay, so here that will be equal to 0. Okay, so if you see here, I is coming as minus 4 ampere. What it means is the magnitude is correct, no problem with that. The magnitude is correct, no problem with that. Here it is coming as negative. Why it is coming as negative is, it is understood that if the current is coming as negative, it means that the assumed current direction is wrong, nothing else. Okay, if the current magnitude is coming as negative, then it means that the assumed current direction is in the opposite way. Actually the current is flowing from this end to this end, like this end, but you are assuming the current direction in the anti-clockwise way. So it is mentioned as minus 4 ampere. That's why we got current as minus 4 ampere. In that case, you can just mention that the assumed current direction is opposite to the actual current direction. Then again you can find the voltages like how we have found before. Okay, you have to mention one line that the assumed current direction is opposite to the actual current direction. Then if you have mentioned that line, then you can write the voltages like this. In case if you do not mention this line, then what you have to do is you have to mention it as minus 4 into 2 is equal to minus 8 volt, and minus 4 into 3 is equal to 12 volt. Okay, so either of the case you can represent. If you have written this statement, you can represent the voltage like this. If you haven't written the statement, you can mention the voltages like this, nothing else. Okay, let us proceed. So consider that this is the circuit. Now they have given the voltage polarity as it already. So if they have given the voltage polarity, here you can see we had chosen some current direction. Then based on that current direction, we have assumed. So for this current direction, we had assumed plus minus like this for 3 ohm. Okay, this is nothing but our V2. So now what is given, already they have given in the problem as negative polarity here and positive polarity here. So for this, what you do, you don't do any changes to the polarity. You just assume some current direction. Based on this current direction, you just write the KVL equation. Nothing else you should do. Again, I repeat, in the previous circuit which we have seen, there they had given the polarity. They did not give the polarity, but here they have given the polarity already. When they did not give, we assumed the current direction. From the assumed current direction, we had mentioned the polarity. Since the polarity is already given here, what should you do? You have to keep it as it is. Just you assume the current direction. Okay. So the question is given like this. Then you assume the current direction. That is assumed like this. Then you write the KVL equation again. So okay, so actually I have solved in a different way, so you don't see this now. So what I have done is that is looking in a different way because I have taken some other assumption. So let us solve it like this itself so that it is easy for you to understand. Minus v1 minus plus 3. Okay, 20. So here what I have done is, without seeing this polarity, I have solved the problem based on our previous understanding. I have solved the problem. Here I have found the voltage across this 3 ohm resistor. Actually, I have found the voltage for the 3 ohm resistor like this. Okay, this is V2 I have found. But in the problem, what they have given is, they have asked us to find the voltage in this fashion. So for that, what we have to do, if I have assumed like this, then whatever the voltage I have found, that will be opposite to. Anyone wants to say something? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anyone wants to ask?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone wants to ask or say something? Kindly do not unmute yourself if you do not have any doubt. Okay. So it is just a minute. Okay. So let me proceed. So what I was telling is, so if polarity is given in the problem, what you do, you have to keep the polarity as it is. Okay. So for solving the circuit, what you need to do, this is our just a minute. Let me, where is it? Is it full screen for you? Is it visible for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So two things. Can everyone mute yourself? Okay. So two things. One is polarity is given and another one is polarity is not given. So if polarity is given, what you do, you keep the circuit as it is and you find the voltage across the each element. How you find the voltage? You find the voltage like how we have solved for previous cases. Okay. For example, earlier polarity was not given, so it was not a problem. So now polarity is given. So what you do, this polarity is given like this and this polarity is given like this. Okay. So what you do, when you solve the circuit, you solve it like how you know the very basic thing, that is the circuit is like this. Circuit is like this. Again, you assume the current direction. This is 2 ohm and this is 3 ohm. Okay, this is 20 volt. This is 20 volt. So for this circuit, you assume the current direction like this and you find the voltage. Already from the previous questions, we have found I is equal to 4 ampere for this circuit. Okay, now what is the voltage across this individual resistors? Here the voltage is 8 volt because the current flowing through this path is 2 ohm. It is a 2 ohm resistor, so the voltage measured across that resistor is 12 volt. For this 3 ohm resistor, the voltage measured across this 3 ohm resistor is 12 volt. Okay, 3 into 4, that is 12 volt. So 3 is the 4 into 3 will be 12 volt. Now what is the voltage we have found? The voltage we have found is in this direction. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is 4 volt. This is 12 volt. We have found the voltage in this fashion. Okay, then in the problem, how they have asked us to find the voltage? They have asked us to find the voltage in this manner. Okay, if they have asked us to find the voltage in this manner, the voltage which we have found is in the reverse way. Means it is very simple. It is we have found the voltage in this way. For this it is 12 volt, but they have asked the voltage in this fashion, so it should be minus 12 volt. Okay, so whatever you got it here, that you got it as 12 volt, so you consider it as minus 12 volt for V2. You have to mention this will be your final answer, because they have asked the voltage in such a way that positive polarity here, positive polarity is here and the negative polarity is here. Okay, in another way how you can solve is, suppose instead of like this, you can find the voltage, you can assume the current direction in reverse way. Okay, so this is 20 volt, this is 3 ohm and this is 2 ohm. Okay, so this is for this is positive polarity and this is negative polarity, and this is positive polarity and this is negative polarity. Okay, if you find current for this circuit, we have already find this, I came as minus 4 ampere, right? So in that case you can directly write that the voltage appearing across this is minus 12 volt, because they have asked in the question they have asked for 3 ohm resistor, we wanted to find the voltage in this fashion. Okay, so this is the V2 they require. So when you are finding the current, and if you are seeing the voltage is coming as minus 12 volt here directly, because this is the way we should find the voltage. Is this clear? See, already the polarity is given. So polarity is for the voltage. That polarity, it's useful only when you take the final answer. Don't incorporate it when you are solving the problem, because that will create you confusion. Okay, why? Because this voltage polarity is just to mention the voltage value. Okay, so this is not going to do anything with the current. Okay, what I'm saying is this polarity is giving based on the measurement only. This should not affect your system voltage or current magnitude. Okay, so that's why I'm saying is, if they have given polarity, while solving the problem, you solve it like what you understood before. That is the very basic. You assume the current direction, then you assume the polarity based on that current direction. You solve it completely, then you give the voltage or current depending on how they have asked. Okay, so for this circuit, they have asked the voltage in this fashion, but we have found the current and found the voltage based on the assumption that the voltage is in this fashion. So for this circuit, so you find the voltage, then the actual voltage is different from the obtained voltage. So since it is completely reversed, you just consider the voltage across this 3 ohm resistor will be minus of V2 what we have found. Okay, for this is the question they have asked in this fashion. Okay, because we did not consider the polarity given in the question. Okay, in case for this circuit here, we have assumed the current direction in the actual polarity which is given in the question. Okay, actually here whatever the voltage we are finding across the 3 ohm resistor, the same polarity we have got when we assumed the current direction. So once you find the current, that I is coming as minus 4 ampere, and from that you can find the voltage. That voltage is coming as minus 12 volt. Okay, so to summarize what I'm saying is, let us have a circuit. For this circuit, whether they have given the polarity or not, what you do, you solve the problem according to the assumption that you are giving some current direction. Okay, you are giving some current direction. For that you are writing KVL equation. If they have given the polarity, what you do, you solve the circuit without considering that polarity which is given in the problem. Once you find the current and voltage, then you compare the voltage polarity which you have solved, is it same as the one which is given in the problem. If it is same, you consider the voltage as it is. If it is a different case, you consider in a different manner. Means, as we had discussed before, this is for this question, we have found the voltage across this 3 ohm resistor as 12 volt, and this as 8 volt. Okay, based on this assume the current direction this. Okay, in case if they have asked the voltage across this 2 ohm resistor like this, if they have asked the 2 ohm resistor like this, then in the question, if they have asked like this, find the voltage across this 2 ohm resistor in this fashion, then we have found the 8 volt based on the polarity like this, but they have asked the voltage in this fashion. So in order to have this polarity, you just write it in the reverse way, that is minus 8 volt. Okay, if it was initially minus 8 volt, now it will come as plus 8 volt. That is the difference. Okay, if you have any doubt, you ask this, else we can proceed further. This is very important. This polarity is just for the measurement, that should not impact our system. Okay, but this voltage source is having polarity by inside itself, so this is a different case, but this polarity is for measuring the voltage, so it is going to have a different case. This should not affect your system solution. If you understood, let us proceed, else you can ask your doubt. Okay, again I will explain in this slide. In this slide we will explain about that. in detail. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can ask, else we can complete this problem also today. Okay, so now let us proceed. So this is the problem. In the problem, they have given the polarities for finding the voltage V1, and this is V2. This is the voltage across this 2 ohm resistor. This is the voltage across the 4 ohm resistor. Okay, so now what I am doing, based on our earlier understanding, we are finding the current. How we are finding the current? We are assuming the current direction in this fashion, that is the clockwise manner. Based on our assumed current direction, we are going to give the polarity for this resistor. This is plus and minus because current is entering this polarity based on the assumed current direction. Similarly, for this 2 ohm resistor, here the current is entering the positive polarity here, and the current is leaving the negative polarity. So for this, if I find, if you write KVL equation for this, so what I will get? So if I find KVL equation for this, so current is entering the negative polarity of this voltage source, so I will get minus 32. Then the current will enter the positive polarity of this, then it will be plus 4 into I. Then here it is, you can see the current is entering the negative polarity, but the voltage magnitude of this voltage source is minus 8 volt. So minus of this is representing that the current is entering the negative polarity. For that I have mentioned minus, then minus 8, that is the voltage magnitude, into I, that is going to flow through that path, then plus 2I, the current is entering the positive polarity, that is equal to 0. Okay, so now if you find current, here the I is coming as 4 ampere. Okay, I hope you have understood this. This negative sign represents that the current is entering the negative polarity of the voltage source, so I have mentioned the negative polarity here. Then for this, I have mentioned the minus 8 volt. Okay, so I have got I as 4 ampere. Okay, so based on this current direction, based on this, you find the voltage across individual elements. This is the 4 ohm resistor, and this is the 2 ohm resistor. The voltage across this 4 ohm resistor is 16 volt, because I into R, 4 into 4 is 16 volt. Here 2 into 4, that is 8 volt. Okay, but this is the V2, that is the voltage across the 2 ohm resistor, which I have found. But in the actual question, they have asked the voltage in this fashion. So in that case, what you do, we have to take the reverse of that. So I have taken V2 is equal to minus of 2 ohm resistor, so that is equal to minus 8 volt. Okay, so how I have written, so I have mentioned it here. Okay, so why it is like that, that we have mentioned it here in detail. So in this voltage polarity and signs, I have mentioned it in a clear fashion so that you will understand in a easier way. So as we had discussed before, if the current enters the positive polarity of the element, so we will consider VAB is equal to plus IR. Okay, so we told that VAB is equal to plus IR. Okay, because the current is entering the positive polarity. If you want to represent it as VBA, the same VAB, we are writing it as VBA, then we should write it as V minus AB. This is what we have done here. Okay, this is what we have done here. This is very much important. You understand this. Understanding is very essential when you are solving the problems. Okay, so similarly for other circuit, you can see here that the current is okay. Here also we'll consider we'll see this first. The current enters the negative positive polarity here. Here the VBA voltage is positive IR because the current is entering the positive polarity here. B is in the bottom. So VB is positive IR. So if I want VAB, that will be reciprocal or reverse of this, that will be VBA. Okay, so this is for current entering the positive terminal. So when the current enters the negative terminal, here you are having the resistor. Since the current enters the negative terminal, our VAB will be negative IR here. Okay, so in that case, if you want to represent it as VBA, that will be equal to minus VAB. Okay, always if you wanted to represent it in the reverse way, you should take it as a negative. That's all. Okay, similarly, this is a voltage rise and these are voltage drop. That's why I have mentioned separately. So here the current is entering the negative polarity. here when you are seeing VBA is minus IR. VBA is minus IR because the current is entering the negative polarity. So if you want to represent it in the VAB, you have to take on the negative value. So it is coming as VAB is equal to minus VBA. Okay. So if you consider this 2 ohm resistor now, we found the voltage in this fashion. So for this, the voltage, let's say this is A and this is B. We found the voltage in this fashion. Here the voltage is 8 volt, and here actually in the question they have asked the polarity like this. So VAB here, here this we need to find. So if VAB is 8 volt for this case, now they have asked the polarity in the reverse way. Now VBA we need, that is equal to minus VAB, that is equal to minus 8 volt. Is this clear? If this is clear, we can end this class for today. So if you did not understand, you kindly ask now, because this is actually essential for solving the further problems, so that it will be easy for you. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Yeah.
Sir,
Excuse me,
Yes.
sir.
sir,
Yes.
could you share this material in file section?
Yeah, I will share.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Solution.
One by one, man. Yeah. Just a minute.
Sir, which
Sir,
writer book you prefer in this subject?
Did I give you syllabus?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Did I share syllabus, or I did not share syllabus? Okay. I will tell you. Okay, I will tell you in the next class. Okay, I forgot the book name. Okay, I will tell you in the next class. I will share the syllabus.
Thank
In
you.
that syllabus, it is there. Okay, so I think let me share it. You can see my screen now, right? Is it visible?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So preferably you choose this book. Other than that, if you want, this will be more conceptual. This book will be more conceptual. If you want to have more problems, then you go for Fundamentals of Electric Circuits by Alexander and Sadiko. Charles Alexander and Sadiko. Okay, let me search it. This height book is the most standard book. Okay, yeah, but if you want to learn more in depth, if you want learn very much, then you go for the first book. Okay, but you need time and patience to understand from this book. Okay, but this book will be very useful also for you. This book, Fundamentals of Electric Circuits by Alexander and Sadiko. Okay, this book will be having more standard, more number of problems. Okay, that second book, that is height. This is William Height. This book will be more conceptual. That is fine. This is sufficient for you. These two books are sufficient for you for first three chapters, I think. For first four chapters, these two books are sufficient. Okay. In case if you want to understand very more, then you choose this book also. This will be having all the units. The first book will be having all the units, but this book and the Fundamentals of Electric Circuits will be having only first four units. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that's all from my side. If you have any doubt, you can ask, else you can leave the meeting. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.